we're going to be starting the Board of Police Commissioners meeting October 23rd. We don't have a quorum, so we're going to start first by hearing the invocation from Chaplain Soka Taylor, and I believe she's here in person.
Sacha
Thank you.
Taylor.
Thank you.
Let us bow our heads. Gracious and almighty God, we come before you this afternoon with grateful hearts, acknowledging you as the source of all wisdom, justice, and peace. We thank you, Father, for the opportunity today to gather in this space to discuss matters, Father, that impact the lives of the people and the future of this great city, Detroit. Father, we ask in the name of Jesus for your presence to fill this room. Let your peace set the climate, let your spirit guide the dialogue, and let unity prevail in every person that is here, the commissioners, the officers, and even the guests that are here in this room. Father, we thank you that they lead with integrity, fairness, and even compassion. Father, bless us right now in the name of Jesus in our city as we continue to rise, to heal, and to flourish. In Jesus' name and with respect to all beliefs in this room, amen.
Amen. Thank you, Chaplain. Next, we're going to go to public comment, oral communications. And please remember, there's a 2-minute limit for your comments. Inappropriate language and comments may delay the TV broadcasts and video posts. Could we have our first speaker?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Our first speaker will be Ms. Alvina Gadsden. And if you can all, when you come up to the mic, please state your name for the record.
Alvina Gadsden. I didn't want to start until my 2 minutes starts or whatever.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm being stalked by the Detroit police. My every move constantly under surveillance, tracked 24/7 for over 3 years now, unbeknownst to me, until I filed a stalking report at the 3rd Precinct around May. That's when I realized it's the police stalking me. I'm relentlessly followed, photographed, video recorded, personal phone calls wiretapped, all interaction with others closely monitored and recorded. They hack into my laptop and monitor everything I do on my computer screen in real time. They manipulate information in my online accounts and have even deleted documents. Me being suspected of committing a crime is based on gossip, false rumors, and a false narrative. It's just not true. I have no knowledge of or part in illegal activities. I'm a God-fearing, law-abiding citizen. The real perpetrators, therefore, are still out there. Police brutality. On July 21st, arriving by ambulance, I was treated in the ER at Henry Ford Hospital, Detroit, for excruciating lower back pain I never experienced before. I learned I have osteoarthritis of the spine. Posing as a CT scan technician, an undercover detective, a white male in his 30s, wearing medical scrubs, manhandled me. Do you think he was being caring or careful with me? Of course not. Passively, aggressively, through clenched teeth, he kept calling me dear every 2 minutes. He's not a medical professional and shouldn't have had his hands on me in any way. He's a law enforcement officer and I'm a civilian. He is a man and I'm a woman. This police brutality, and I'm tired of being harassed by the police. I haven't committed any crime. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, ma'am. Excuse me, before you leave, can you answer, have you spoken with anyone at our Office of the Chief Investigator at all? Could we, Chief,
Through
do
the
we
chair,
have someone?
ma'am, we have our supervising investigator, LaSonia Sloan, here, and she certainly is willing to go outside and speak with you to take your complaint, and we can follow up on your complaint.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our next speaker will be Miles McCaney IV, and after him, Minister Eric Blunt.
How y'all doing today?
Hello.
My name is
Fine.
Miles McCain IV. I'm from Metro Detroit. I'm 25 years old. I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I also have my master's degree. I'm here today to listen in on the meeting. I'm from Metro Detroit. I went to school in 3 states: Youngstown State University, Upper Iowa University, Prairie View A&M University, HBCU in Texas. I've lived in the South. I've lived on the East. My blood pumping. I'm excited to be here. I'm happy. I'm full of energy. I'm soaking in the moment. I played in the UFL with the Memphis Showboats. I've played professional football in Brazil with Team Galo. Coach Johnny Mitchell was my coach, first-round draft pick in the NFL, 1992 to New York Jets. This was my mentor, my leader, and my guidance while I was out of the country for 5 months playing professional football. Him being a first-round draft pick in 1992 speaks to the caliber and the profession and expertise of a person you have to be a first-round pick draft in the NFL. So that's who I spent 5 months with before I came back to the USA. That was my first professional football opportunity out of the United States of America. And, this is my first time being back home. So I'm trying to soak up, be a sponge, be present, live in the moment and put myself indoors and show up, show up. Both my parents are school teachers. My mom just retired from Green Acres Elementary. She taught there for 30 years. My dad also does driver's education. He gets kids their license. He's in the car with them doing the classes. He comes home, does a Zoom meetings online. So there's a passion for cars, automobiles, working out. He played football as well at Central Michigan University as a DM. I'm smiling, I'm nervous, I'm happy, man. Y'all can see it, y'all can hear it. I'm happy to be here. This is Detroit, and we're known across the globe, so I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner,
Go ahead, you go first.
Commissioner Banks?
Thank you, thank you. I just want to say to the young man, that was a great accomplishment, being drafted in the first round in the NFL by
The New York Jets.
New York Jets. Who was coaching over there? Bill Parcells at that time?
1992. I can't tell you off the top of my head, but Johnny Mitchell, he came from Nebraska, tight end from Nebraska. So
Okay,
that's who I was underneath in Brazil.
okay.
Commissioner Bernard?
I want to, first of all, congratulate you on your success academically and otherwise. And I mean, you are the perfect example of everything that our Chief Hayes would love. He's the same kind of guy you are. He's sitting right there. That he would love to have on the Detroit Police Department. You're educated, you are compassionate, you care about your community, you love Detroit, and we'd love to see you talk to the chief, if you have time when this is over, Chief Hayes. Maybe we can chat with him a little bit, because he doesn't have to be a patrol officer. He can be anything with his credentials.
It would be my pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
We
much.
can maybe push him out there so these kids on the streets and stuff who have guns, will get the message that that's really not necessary. He can communicate with them probably better than I can or you can.
That's exactly what I would love to do. I come from an educated background. My parents are married, been married my whole life, and the expectations and the standards in the house have been so high since I was a kid, showing up on time, turning your work in, asking questions if you don't know what to do. I remember being a kid, my mom was reading extra books with me in the evening before I went to bed. Come home, you might get a little bit of time outside. We come in, we sit at the table as a family, eat dinner. We come back in, then it's time to do some homework again, go to sleep, do it again the next day. So it's been very structured the way I've grown up, and I've been thankful enough to be able to see, my friends, they might not come from the same type of background. So I've been fortunate enough to just come from the background I do. And I remember being 2018, telling my mom, man, you bugging me, leave me alone.
Thank you,
get off
thank
me.
you. We appreciate, we appreciate your enthusiasm. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you
And-
so much.
and
I
the-
appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
And through the chair,
Commissioner?
and he got a criminal justice degree. He fit perfectly into the law enforcement field.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker, please.
Good afternoon, Board. I'm Minister Eric Blunt from Sacred Heart Catholic Church right here in Detroit. In case any young black person, especially male, didn't need to know or forgot, they are hunted in this city for very little things that they do wrong. Just this month, in fact, the last couple of weeks, the nightclub incident. From 100 feet away, I guess the officers knew that what was in the clear cup was an intoxicant, and therefore he needed to be investigated to the utmost degree. And yes, he ran. We found and believe that if they want you, whether you run or not, they're going to get you. So he ran. And that's where a lot of what is believed to be a false narrative begins. So he runs and then he's got a gun. And then he runs, he's got a gun, he's pointing it at him, and he throws it up onto a roof of a building. All at once, we guess. We surmise. But the body-worn camera footage that was released to the public was not showing any of that. One thing that was shown and was very clear, his hands were bare. So if that gun on the building was up there for 2 years, we don't know. They say it's his, but yet they didn't even say he had his fingerprints on it. And so another incident at McDonald's. Oh, your license plate isn't quite right. You need to be investigated to the utmost degree. And so he too runs, 50-50 chance of getting away from the police. And sometimes that's all they want to do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
Minister Blunt alluded to the video, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, Minister, the video being edited. Can you speak to that, Assistant Chief?
Through the chair, we released the video within the 30 days, as the chief is committed to do. So I'm not sure what part of it. It is somewhat of a production as it relates to a DPD ranking member narrating the video. So I'm not sure at which point has arisen to the concern of Minister Blunt, but again, it has been shared with the public, the incident that occurred that night.
Personally, through the chair, I didn't see Officer A thoroughly from start to finish. There was a lot of back and forth between Commander O'Rourke, going back and forth. So it appeared to be even, in my speculation, it was edited. So
It was edited, there's no
okay,
question.
yeah. So I was just curious about that. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, Commissioner Bernard.
I have similar concerns. Under the law, when the young man was retreating, he was running away from a stop, you indicated that, for alcohol. So he's running away. Under the law, when you retreat, you're not usually, why would you pursue him? He's running. He's not a threat to you or to anyone else at that point. So then we hunt him down. He gets rid of the weapon, you said, and throws it on top of a roof, and he's still hunted, which makes no sense, does it?
Through the chair, what was shared in the video was that while pursuing and while giving the orders,
Pursuing the what?
while giving the orders to stop, while they were pursuing the individual that was shot, he dropped a firearm, and then at that point, he then ran back to arm himself with the firearm that was on the ground, which precipitated the actions by the officers that were there. Not getting into much further details, as this is still under review, but just on what you spoke of as related to the video that was there, I wouldn't be able to share much more with you. Certainly as an attorney, you understand through the rest of the process, but that was the events that was narrated in that video.
If I may,
No,
Madam Chair,
okay.
the other thing, I know that now we have a whole video production. Every video that we have is a production. There's a preamble that's printed out, from the department and so forth, and then of course the actual video, as you pointed out, Commissioner, was actually edited down to maybe a minute or two in terms of action. Most of it is the department talking. The video itself is totally circumscribed. So I don't understand, because other cities aren't doing that, as you know. Not in Memphis. Remember where the guy got shot by 6 people? The guy that was shot at the belly, got shot 6 times. No one else is doing that. No one else is creating a production for purposes of the community versus just the straight out facts.
In the spirit of transparency, it is extremely important that we provide context to what we put out and what we narrate, because oftentimes when it's put in the media, there is context, and oftentimes there's not an account for the other side of the story. So in being transparent and being forthcoming, this is the version of what happened, or the accounts that what happened within, again, that context that we provide the community so they understand that opportunity to educate and again, narrate what it is, because a video alone could be very damning. Again, without that understanding, or at least that attempt to communicate with the audience.
Madam Chair, I have
Commissioner,
I was just gonna say, the eye in the sky does not lie. I can see, I know what I see and hear. I really don't need it interpreted, quite frankly.
And through the chair, I just believe
Commissioner
there's
Moore.
thank you, ma'am. I just think it's a difference between transparency and a guided tour. I'll just leave it there. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Commissioner Banks?
Thank you, through the chair. Chief, what's the protocol of a suspect fleeing the scene, a fleeing suspect fleeing the scene? He has a weapon, but his back is turned, and he's being shot at by a police officer. What's the protocol on that? I mean, is the Detroit Police Department taught to, what is, his back is turned, he's no threat, kind of back off now a little bit? What's the procedure and the protocol on that?
Through the chair, I can share our use of force continuum, or our fatal force policy with this body. I can provide it so that it can speak clearly. There are a lot of circumstances with that, but this is our guiding policy as when we can engage in fatal force. I'll make sure you have a copy.
Thank you.
Any other comments, commissioners? Thank you. Thank you, Minister Blunt. We have.
I would
been-
just
oh,
suggest
go
that
ahead.
when you issue a use of force, and especially a shooting, you issue it out jointly with the Board of Police Commissioners. Hold somebody else responsible than just yourself. And that's where we get the guided tour, we suspect. Thank you.
Thank you. We've been joined by Commissioner Smith, and now we have a quorum, so I'm going to go to the beginning of the agenda and call the meeting to order. Could we please have the roll call, Madam Secretary?
Commissioner DeWalsh,
Present.
Commissioner Bernard,
Present District 2.
Commissioner Banks,
President District 3.
Commissioner Bell is excused, Commissioner Burton is excused, Commissioner Jones, Commissioner Moore,
Present.
Commissioner Smith.
Present.
6 present, Madam Chair.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask for approval of the October 23rd agenda.
So moved.
Report.
It's been moved by Commissioner Bernard, seconded by, was it Commissioner Moore?
Yes, ma'am.
Commissioner Moore. Are there any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. And now if I could get the approval of the minutes for October 16th, 2025.
So moved.
Report.
It's been moved by Commissioner Bernard, supported by Commissioner Moore. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion carries. Now, could we have the secretary introduce the staff, the police, and elected officials, and community leaders?
Chair DeWalsh, through the chair. This afternoon registered as of this time, BOPC staff. Proud to announce our newest member to the administrative BOPC staff, Armani Arnold. Teresa Blossom, Drew Freeze, Candace Hayes, Armesia Joshua, Dior Mathis, Felicia Tyson, Janya Underwood, Chief Investigator Jerome Warfield, Supervising Investigator LaSonia Sloan. DPD HR Director Katrina Patillo is present via Zoom. Assistant Chief Franklin Hayes is here with us today. ASL interpreters are Angelique Taylor and Stephanie Beatty. Court reporter Don Handyside, Enrique Jackson, audiovisual, Charles Henry Media Services. Elected officials or representatives, Nicole Fisher, 4th Precinct, Community Relations, Phrygia Butler, community activist of the 2nd Precinct, LaDon Davis, Office of Council Member Fred Durhall III, I'm sorry, I do not see Mr. Young or Mr. Thomas, Marie Overall of Tyrone Carter's office, and I believe former Detroit Police Commissioner William Davis is on Zoom. And those are the only individuals I have listed at this time, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. Under the officer's report, we have a resolution. I've asked Commissioner Jones to read that, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you hear me?
Yes.
This is a memorial resolution honoring retired police officer Darren Stallworth. Whereas retired police officer Darren Stallworth was appointed to the Detroit Metropolitan Police Academy on November 20th, 1995. Upon graduation, he was assigned to the Patrol Officer Section with the 9th Precinct on May 2nd, 1996. And whereas Officer Stallworth found a home in the 9th Precinct as he served and patrolled its communities and neighborhoods continuously during his career, where a reorganization assigned him to the Eastern District from September 14, 2005 to January 6, 2014, he remained a cornerstone for the thousands of residents, youth, business owners, and others that he had encountered since his first day on patrol. After his official reassignment to the 9th Precinct on January 6, 2014, Officer Stallworth continued to patrol and protect the beloved East Side until his retirement on November 24, 2015. And whereas during active service, he was the deserving recipient of numerous honors. His acknowledgments include the 2005 Major League Baseball All-Star Game Award, the Rosa Parks Funeral Award, and the 2006 NFL Super Bowl 40 Award, as well as numerous commendations from supervisors and letters of appreciation from the citizenry. During his 20 years with the Detroit Police Department and long after his retirement, he remained widely respected in the community and in law enforcement as the consummate professional. And whereas retired police officer Darren Stallworth was a tremendous resource and mentor to many across Metro Detroit. Sadly, he passed away on October the 10th, 2025 at 57 years old, leaving his family, friends, and his former colleagues at the police department and throughout the public safety and law enforcement to mourn the loss of a remarkable and dedicated public servant. Therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Police Commissioners recognizes retired police officer Darren Stallworth posthumously in honor of his 20 years of dedicated service to the 9th Precinct, the Police Department, and the City of Detroit. The board joins with the community in mourning his passing and extends sincere condolences to his family and friends.
Thank you, Commissioner. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Support.
It's been moved by Commissioner Moore. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Bernard. Seconded by Commissioner Moore. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion carries. Is there anyone here, Madam Secretary, of the family?
Madam Chair, I believe the visitation is ongoing at this time.
Okay.
And the services are tomorrow, and the resolution has been passed to those officers who will present it.
Thank you. Thank you all. Next, we have, I just want to, for the record, indicate that Commissioner Carter has joined us. And next on the agenda is the Chief of Police report. AC Hayes, please.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and this honorable body, as well as those that are in attendance, both in person and virtually. Want to share our crime data as it continues to go down in record numbers here in the city of Detroit. Our homicides continue to decrease with 134 year-to-date that have occurred this year compared to 170 that occurred last year, for a 21% reduction. Our non-fatal shootings this year, we've had 387 compared to last year where we had 508, a 24% reduction. Our robberies this year, we've had 783 compared to last year to date 947, for a 17% increase in carjackings. This time last year, we had 100. This year to date, we are at 70 for a 30% reduction. So we continue to drive these numbers down in making our commitment to making a safer Detroit. A couple events that are going on that we just wanted to share with this honorable body and the community are going on today at the 3rd Precinct. Cycling with the community, happening at 6 p.m., located at 2875 West Grand Boulevard, where there'll be a community bike ride in the 3rd Precinct, and those that attend are encouraged to wear Halloween costumes for this ride in the spirit of Halloween. On Friday, the Domestic Violence Unit and the Victims Assistance Program will be hosting a domestic violence awareness event and memorial walk. The walk will begin here at 9:30 a.m. On Saturday, every Detroit Police Department precinct will be hosting Drop-Off Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., where community members will be able to dispose of unused medication safely by dropping them at any DPD precinct. Our Citizens Radio Patrol will also be hosting their quarterly meeting this Saturday on October 25th at 10 a.m. here at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters in this very room. And we're invited to discuss the Radio Patrol updates, events with the program, and information of things that are going on for the rest of 2025. And lastly, at the 9th Precinct, on Wednesday, October 29th, there will be Community and Cops Game Night. Those that are interested, there will be various board games, card games, whatever it may be, the officers who have their families as well. Just like to have a friendly game night with the community. And that's at the 9th Precinct at 11187 Gratiot. And if you can, those that would like to come, please RSVP by calling their NPO or the 9th Precinct desk at 313-596-5900 for, again, the RSVP and join DPD for game night. And lastly, citywide initiative Halloween in the D will be taking place Friday, October 31st, where every DPD precinct will be hosting a trunk or treat for members of the community to come out and enjoy a safe Halloween. And a full list of locations and times is available on the department's social media page. Madam Chair, that is, excuse the brevity, but that is this week's chief report.
Thank you, Assistant Chief. Are there any questions? Commissioner Moore.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chief, today, I guess it was today or yesterday, Michigan, Bridge Detroit had an article that said that the city of Detroit is only solving 4 out of 10 violent crimes. Can you speak to that? Is that true? Or between 2019 and 2024, I believe they gave as the years.
Through the chair, I am unfamiliar with that article. I know that for our homicide closure alone, we trend in some of the highest levels as it relates to major cities in comparison for those closure rates. So I can get with our detective bureau and provide our actual closure rates to this body.
Okay, and also, just a quick question, what is a gang? G-A-N-G.
Through the chair, as in the definition, as in the actual definition?
Whether it's your definition, the department's definition, FBI definition, what does the department consider to be a gang?
If you can give me context to this question, I can.
What is a gang? I don't, I don't know. What do you consider a gang to be?
If you are speaking to our gang intelligence unit,
Yes, sir.
I can speak to their mission.
Okay.
I'm pull it up remotely.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's why I wanted to talk to you a couple minutes before the meeting, because I didn't want to have a gotcha moment, but you came in when you came in, so.
All right. Well, if I may, I was going to be addressing or speaking to the standard operation procedures, or the SOP, of the Detroit Police Department, gang intelligence unit, as well as their database, or what it is and how they collect and gather information. I've also provided that to the board secretary for each member of this body. The federal definition of a gang, and this is under definitions, section 1. The federal definition of a gang is used by the Department of Justice and the Department of Homeland Security, is an association of 3 or more individuals whose members collectively identify themselves by adopting a group identity which they use to create an atmosphere of fear or intimidation, frequently by employing one or more of the following: a common name, slogan, identifying sign, symbol, tattoo, or other physical marking, style or color of clothing, hairstyle, hand sign, or graffiti, whose purpose is to, in part, to engage in criminal activity, and which uses violence or intimidation to further its criminal objectives, whose members engaged in criminal activity or acts of juvenile delinquency that, if committed by an adult, would be crimes with the intent to enhance or preserve the association's power, reputation, or economic resources. The association may also possess some of the following characteristics. The member may employ rules or joining and operating within the association. The members may meet on a reoccurring basis. The association may provide physical protection of its members from others. The association may seek to exercise control over a particular geographic location or region, or it may simply defend its perceived interests against rivals. And the association may have an identifiable structure.
Do we still have a gang problem? I know a couple months ago, we were saying the city of Detroit had a gang problem. Do we still have a gang problem?
We've done a great job addressing gang violence, but there are still groups and gangs throughout the city, not that at the level that we've seen in other cities where there are large organized groups. We are seeing more of a microstructure where maybe 10 or 12 may have a certain area or a certain block of which they have marked as their territory. So not at the large organized scale, but yes, we do have those issues that through our CVI partnership and others and our gang intelligence unit, we are continuing to address.
Okay, and my last statement or question, I do have the gang intelligence that you provided, the policy that you provided to the board. And what I was seeing with the video that we discussed earlier, as well as the shooting that happened at the McDonald's, nothing in here reflects the actual mission, what we saw or heard about the last couple of shootings with the gang intelligence unit doesn't reflect what the mission is for them in here. So that just brought concern to me, because it's talking about working with the FBI, shipping information to the prosecutor's office, what have you. But what they're actually doing is like a glorified 30 series. And for the record, to the citizens, 30 series operates out of precincts plain clothes. And I don't see them doing chop shops. I don't see them doing human trafficking. I don't see them doing narcotic-related nexuses to gangs. So that's just my comment. Also, some citizens have compared those incidents to 1970s with stress. And, I'm just looking forward to the preliminary information that you provided to be finalized so we can know exactly what went on. So thank you, Assistant Chief.
We look forward to through the chair, we look forward to providing you that information. And when we talk about how our gang intelligence unit is deployed, they are in areas that these groups as mentioned in the characteristics, or the definition, should I say, where they frequent. And within those areas, not only is it the enterprise that these groups and gangs may operate, but in the sense of, trying not to use the street vernacular, but I will say is the ops or the beef, the retaliation may be brought on that very same area. Someone may take over. So within that geographical footprint, we have directed patrols of our gang intelligence unit. This is the area where you will monitor, as the data dictates, we are seeing violent incidents. And from that, there may be interactions or constitutionally able to engage others as traffic violations or whatever that may be. As we know, guns don't have legs. They don't have feet. They don't drive. And vehicles are often the mode to get guns from one side of the city to the other, or from wherever they may be into the city. So it's a robust program. We look forward, again, to having that conversation and speaking to their function, their mission, and also the direct impact that they've had as a unit in driving those numbers down that I shared with you earlier during the chief's presentation.
So just finally, one thing, Madam Chair. So I guess where my confusion comes in, and maybe you can clarify it. If it's a gang intelligence unit, wouldn't they be into the collecting of the data? And you say you're deployed to certain areas, but they're more so like a 30 series. It's not like a gang intelligence, according to the way it's outlined in here.
Through the chair, and not to take up this meeting or this agenda, but there is a street or an enforcement component of that. We have all that information that we have, and when they have that intelligence, they act on it. So that may go up to and including executing a search warrant. They collaborate with the federal partners often, as well as other precincts. This is a citywide entity, so they can come in and partner with the special operations or the ceasefire units from other precincts or throughout the city. So again, I would love to talk more in depth. Perhaps it's time that we bring in gang intelligence for a presentation to this body, but again, in the full spirit of transparency, whatever this board and desire as it relates to share as much as possible in the inner workings of this entity, we're committed to doing just that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I like the idea of having them give a presentation. If we could work on scheduling that, Madam Secretary. Commissioner Bernard?
Thank you. I want to thank you, Madam Chair, and also you, Chief, for volunteering to make the presentation on, quote, gang issues regarding, and gang intelligence, excuse me, in Detroit. My question to you, though, is since we seem to have seen sort of what you would call an uptick with respect to gun issues and young people, do you have a unit in the department that goes to, we don't have that many students anymore in Detroit Public High Schools, I think less than 50,000. But, so we don't have the real schools like we used to have when Mumford was big, Henry Ford was big, and Northwestern High School, I think, is closed altogether. But in any event, do we have a unit that goes into the schools, even, I would think, even each semester, of younger, maybe officers or whatever, that can speak to young people about this issue? It's very, to me, very important. But before you answer, sir, I want to congratulate the department for yesterday for what you did for former Congresswoman Carolyn Cheeks Kilpatrick. It was an outstanding service, outstanding display of police enforcement activity there. And for us to learn collectively, but the mayor spoke for almost 45 minutes. And it was great. And what we learned is that she was the first congressperson in history, and no one has done it since, that brought $2.5 billion into the city of Detroit because she insisted on being on the Appropriations Committee. She was a bad sister. And yesterday, your former leader and our former mayor, Kwame Kilpatrick, did an outstanding job eulogizing his mother, referring to himself as Peter, the flawed disciple, and of course Paul was the most magnificent disciple of all in the Bible. But anyway, I just want to let you know that the department did a great job yesterday on that. But back to the point on gangs. Go ahead.
So to this honorable body, I would like to introduce our new head of those initiatives. This is Captain Derek Griffin.
I'm sorry, I can't, what did you?
Captain Derek Griffin. He just transferred to the office, Chief's Neighborhood Liaison. Captain Griffin is a 26-plus year veteran that has a strong investigative background as well as a community sense. Went to U of D, a graduate of U of D, and has also spent time in the U.S. Armed Services, a captain in the United States Army. He brings a wealth of knowledge and understanding, so the programs that I am going to highlight, I just wanted to put a face with the name as he has hit the ground running since he started this past Monday. So Captain Griffin, welcome to the party. Or welcome to this work. But this is Captain Griffin, but I will speak to some of the initiatives that you mentioned. It is a layered approach in reaching our youth, which are our most vulnerable and those that we must concentrate our effort in to protect. We have programs within the realm of what Captain Griffin oversees is our Brotherhood and Sisterhood program. A layered approach, and with many of the initiatives to combat violent crime, it's not just us, and we can't arrest our way out of it. So our CVI partners and their groups, where they partner with the Detroit Public Schools as well as some charter schools, that they have access to go in and speak to the students, both male and female, to encourage better decision-making, teach them conflict resolution skills, and also give them some options. And that option I will get to last. Our partnership, we have partnerships with Detroit Public School Police themselves that we're coming in and we're speaking and we're helping and even encouraging, just through presence, encouraging better decision-making, like at high school football games and things of that nature, to interact. For a more hands-on partnership, and again, meeting and knowing officers and teaching them, life skills and again, how to make a decision outside of violence, they can join our Detroit Police Explorers. And when we talk about options, it's no better option, a greater option than to serve. Our police recruiting goes in and recruits at our high schools. As we know, the qualifications to be a Detroit police officer is 18 years old, a driver's license, and no felonies. And that's a sworn opportunity, but we also have non-sworn positions as well. So when we say resources, we literally come in with resources when we're talking to our high school students and those that may want a career in public service or law enforcement. We'll take them. I'm an example of that. I joined when I was 18, so that program works. So I just say that to say that it is a multi-layer approach, but we are absolutely interacting with our youth at school and at other places that they gather, geographically in their neighborhoods. An opportunity, again, was the CVI Basketball League that we had this summer. So we're continuing to do this work. That is our commitment, our Brotherhood and Sisterhood program, where we're in several high schools, both male and female throughout. We have summits. So we are working with our youth.
Do you have an office in these high schools and junior high schools? Or coming in and going out is one thing to me, but I think first of all, I think you have far more to offer than the police department in DPS. I'm not impressed, but I am impressed by our department. And to me, as my mama said, you gotta attack a situation at the root. You can't deal with it up here. So I'm just saying, it's just something that you really might consider, where you actually are participating, not just waiting on the DPS, but DPD, which is the largest police department in the state of Michigan. We've got more than 1,000 more officers than the state police has, and we're the thing. I won't say what the other word is, but anyway. So I really think that more personal contact is important from the police. It's just a thought.
Yes, ma'am, we will strive to continue in that area.
Both male and female officers.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Any other commissioner?
Just briefly, and I don't want to belabor the point either, but I guess I just want to just bring it home. What does a red cup and a obscured license plate have to do with gang violence?
I'm sorry.
Okay, because the red cup was what initially drew the first group of officers, the first situation. It was a cup.
Okay.
In the parking lot. That was the first incident. The second one was obscured license plates at McDonald's. So I'm just asking, what does that have to do with the actual definition of the gang intelligence team?
So I'm trying to, as I shared with you, this is still going. I will tell you, although their assignment is the gang intelligence unit, while they're out patrolling, they're still duty bound to address crimes that they see in the performance of their duty. And if someone is loitering in a parking lot, in a place of business out drinking, and that's not what that parking lot is designed for, they're tailgating at night, for lack of a better term, or doing that, whether it's a gang intelligence unit, they don't get to just drive by and do nothing. If it's a patrol unit, that is their responsibility as a member of the police department, and that investigation led to where it led to interacting with someone that we, and again, not getting too lightly, someone that was armed that legally shouldn't have been.
What?
And again, whether it's a traffic violation that you mentioned, whether you're gang intelligence, whether it's me, and I'm driving around as the assistant chief, if I observe a crime or a crime being committed or the suspicion of a crime, I'm duty bound to act as well. So, again, without getting into the weeds of those investigations, as to my understanding, and speaking from a place of ignorance, but I'm not aware that the findings have come back from the prosecutor's office yet, as far as the charging decision. As you know, every time
I think on the first one, through the chair.
So I haven't seen it. So I'm just saying, again, out of my ignorance. So I don't want to speak on that, not knowing if the prosecutor has rendered a decision based on the actions of the officer. Was the stop lawful? Was the use of force lawful? And from that, I can speak to you further, but because I don't have that information, I feel it would be unintelligent for me to speak on those specific circumstances at this time.
Commissioner Bernard?
Just real quickly, if you see people that you think are like in the parking lot of Palmer Park, and they're adults or youth, and it looks like they're drinking, do you ever use the microphone that you have on your car? Speak. There is no drinking allowed in this park. If you are drinking, you can't. You ever think about just oral warnings to people? That's what the microphone is for. Linda, pull over. You use it when you're pulling me over, but you're not using it with youth to get them to self-correct, if you will, their behavior. Does that make sense?
That is an option, through the chair. That is an option that an officer may use, but the officer may have the discretion and the authority to address that action, especially if we don't know if it's a repeat offender, if we don't know that this is a continued problem. And every city park signs are posted that it says no drinking, and these are the park hours. So
They don't stop adults in Palmer Park.
There's
I know, 'cause I live
plethora
there.
of different circumstances, and each incident has to be judged or assessed on its individual intricacies from what happened in circumstances of that. So that is a scenario that at times, yes, they may be told to move, but at other times, the officers may lawfully enforce the Detroit City Code of not drinking in public.
Just one final point. You know, several years ago, a friend of mine once said, the only place it's safe for 4 or 5 black men to be is a basketball court. If they're together in a car, they're usually stopped, and there's this search, and then there's these inquiries and these questions, etc. These people weren't bothering anybody. They're just there on a warm evening, and we wouldn't have said anything had it been people with gray hair or more mature adults. We did it intentionally. As was said earlier, you are targeting youth, although no one else is targeted. And I don't think, to be quite honest, if it was reversed, if white kids, they wouldn't have been targeted.
I think, respectfully, that is your opinion, Commissioner.
That is
but
true.
The fact of the matter is that residents here, taxpayers, voters here in the city of Detroit deserve a quality of life, and where they don't have to walk out and hear loud music playing in their neighborhoods in the middle of the night, or out be contributing to that noise as well if we were on the bullhorn. And the Detroit Police Department's focus, we will address quality of life crimes. Years ago, when a lot of people say, well, you wouldn't have done this, or, you know, why are y'all stopping me now? Well, years ago, and to be very candid, we had a violent crime issue. But now that I've shared with you the numbers, the reductions that we've had then, we are now focusing our attention on quality of life issues as the violent crimes are trending down. So to spend time we will enforce the law, and I would just say it at that, and uphold our responsibilities, but I don't want to say pontificate, but to justify I won't engage in discussion to try to mitigate or allow someone that's breaking the law to say that that's okay, because if we drive by and something happens, then we would be neglectful in our duty, and then they would say, well, what did the police department do? If a young man had that gun in a conflict that broke out in shooting, and they say, well, the police just drove by because we didn't engage, then we would be looking at as inept. And that is one thing that we are not. So the duties that we are responsible for, with the same, as they say, a tale of two Detroits. That same action that we have, you won't walk through the downtown just like you won't walk through the neighborhoods drinking. And they deserve that quality of life, and it has nothing to do with age. The data is showing you that right now the drivers of violence are youth. And that is who has our attention. But make no mistake about it. If it's an adult that's violating the law, they can get our attention too. So again, I certainly respect your opinion, but again, the officers that day did what they were supposed to do, and as indicated or as addressed, which I haven't seen, but if the first submission of the warrant has come back as it relates to the incidents involving the cup, Madam Prosecutor has spoken. And if there was no law violation, if the officer was not acting unofficiously in their duty, if he was not, again, misconduct in office, then the actions that he take were appropriate and lawful.
Well, you have to have
Okay.
reasonable cause to approach people, to ask for them for
This
anything.
topic will be continued, I'm sure. Thank you, Chief, for your report. And at this point, we're going to go back to oral communications.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have two speakers here in the audience, and then we'll go into Zoom. Ms. Bernice Smith, and then after Ms. Smith, Mr. Smith. And you could state your name for the record.
All of it? Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm your first police commissioner under Coleman Young in '73. So is that good enough for ID? Yesterday was the most beautiful day. Bernard, you took some of it away from me. I saw you too. My police department, Hayes, when you walked in, you and the chief, I was so happy to see you. I was on the other side of the church. I was very happy to see you, and I saw so many. Most of you know I've been in politics since Coleman Young days, so it was like a reunion for me at a sad occasion. But it was a beautiful service, and yes, I did see the family at the museum, so I didn't have to, you know what I mean. But I will tell you this, Judge Strong, he is something else. He had to come with his pink sequin suit on, and he took the occasion of everybody looking at him, and you know where he went, right straight to the family and introduced himself. But I want to tell you, Bernard, you did say something that I want to say. My police department, they looked good yesterday. They were lined up with the motorcycles all the way, half down the block on that street. They looked good yesterday. They were clean, shiny, and everything. I later come out and sat in the lobby, and then you'll come by, and he said, Mother Bernice. I said, come on over here. So I got my picture with him, which I was glad to see. But I just want to tell my police department today, and you tell the chief, I love him truly, as always. You all did a beautiful good job, and I'm just sorry that I didn't see the newspaper out there taking pictures of you, because you were something to be seen. I was even honored when the chief saw me. I was even honored. You have a transportation, Mother Bernice? Yes, sir, I do. My son-in-law was there. I have a red Pacifica. But he was on 7 Mile, so naturally he couldn't come down the street to pick me up. But when I told the chief that I had transportation, but my car can't come down this way, he said, yes, it can. He was kind enough, as usual, to tell the police, let that red car, he described it and everything, and let it come down, and it picked me up right there on the side. Not only am I happy to know that we have a beautiful police department and they do the best job, They're risking their lives every day when they put their uniform on. I've said this often. I am very proud of them and the fact that they are doing the job. I don't have any no complaints against what they're doing. But yesterday, we all should be very proud of what they did. And it was a large crowd. So can you
Thank
imagine?
you, thank you.
My time is up?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, thank you so much. I'm just glad to be here every week. That's all I can say.
Thank you. Our next speaker, please.
Good afternoon. I just want to say, before I start, I want to apologize to Commissioner Burton. I'm a very big supporter of his, and I gave Commissioner Liberty Smith an apology. She didn't deserve it, but Burton deserves his apology about what I said. I just didn't like his comment. I want to say, I've been witnessing the Wayne County Sheriff's Department pulling people over. Also, Commissioner Moore, I appreciate your question, and also you as well, Commissioner Bernard. But I've been seeing this Wayne County Sheriff's Department pulling people over around the 7th Precinct, Deputy Chief. Could you speak to that? Why is that happening? They're preying on regular people, not committing crimes. They're pulling people over down Mack Avenue, Shane Avenue, and also O'Shane, and also Warren, and it's double policing for no reason. That's not an extremely violent area. I've looked at the CompStat numbers. They should be on the west side around where Negresville and the People's Action District are. I also want to say, when it comes to quality of life crimes, can we police downtown? I see a lot of intoxicated Caucasian visitors downtown with open intoxicants walking around after Tigers, Lions, Pistons, concerts. We're going to do it for the black people. Let's do it for the white people, because I can bring you the stats. I can come in here with video. I can email it to all the commissioners. So we're going to do that. We're going to play that role. And also, driving while black is really a crime. Like, I'm young black. I sue. So my thing is, it's different for people who understand their rights, but a lot of people are preyed upon for driving while black. The more black people in the car, the worse it is for you. I also want to say, like, the solve rate for homicides, from what I've heard, I think is around 58% for homicides, and then for non-fatal shootings is around 62%. When we see 135 shootings last year, and we're bragging about that, for 600,000, around 600 to 700,000 population city, that's nothing. That's a lot when it comes to other major cities like Boston, who have 20, 30 homicides, and they have double, triple, quadruple the population. I think that's nothing to hang your hat on. I think that's a big thing. I also want to say, I've seen a nice arrest for kidnapping suspects on Grand Boulevard and Jefferson, but I saw an officer, Sergeant Brown, escalate a situation that I had to de-escalate. There was a young black officer. This guy, Sergeant Brown is white, of course. There was a young black man recording them. I had to de-escalate the situation because he escalated the situation. We need a lot more training around cultural sensitivity in the police department, because we have a lot of officers who are escalating situations with black residents, and then they don't understand how to deal with us. They're not from our neighborhoods. They don't look like us, and they don't understand us. So I think we need to have a lot more cultural sensitivity training, because we have so many indemnification cases before City Council every day, and we're losing millions of dollars to lawsuits against the Detroit Police Department. And also, one more thing, Officer Jalen, it's very irresponsible to say we have a teabag killer, and we have all of these killers like Vincent Smothers who are still walking around, who are contract killers. That's not funny at all. We have families who have homicides.
Yes.
I didn't do you like that. Like I want to say, we have a lot of families I work with who have homicide, who are victims of homicide, and I want to get this last statement out. They have victims of homicide, and they have no solutions. And we got officers online making jokes about it.
Okay, your time is up. Thank you.
Madam Chair, can I just say one thing?
Yes, Commissioner Moore.
He did make a comment about the Wayne County sheriffs. I have asked Deputy Chief Pierce to look at memorandums.
Please, please.
Smith and Smith, please.
Please.
Smith and Smith.
Okay, point of order. We need to get some order here, please.
Okay, thank
go
you,
ahead,
Madam Chair.
Commissioner.
Assistant Chief, just for the record, I have asked Deputy Chief Parrish to look at memorandums of understanding, not only with the Wayne County Sheriff, but with the Oakland County Sheriff and anybody who patrols jointly or who do operations within the city of Detroit, because I think it needs to be some type of understanding between the organizations. I've been told that Oakland County will come into Detroit and raid someplace, but they don't want to tell Detroit because they don't want Detroit to mess it up, so they don't tell us. So again, I think those memorandums of understanding are necessary, and I'll look either my time on the commission now or after, when I'm standing at the podium, to see if those memorandums go through. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, just
Commissioner
a follow-up to
Bernard.
that. not only the memorandums and so forth, but they also come into Detroit and say they have a right to in high-speed chase situations, although our DPD does not engage in high-speed chases because we know that many times they can be fatal. But they do come into Detroit and do that, and I think we do have to address that. It's just a thought for your recommendation.
AC,
Where I
yes.
come from, Woodward is a two-way street. It's not a one-way street.
Okay.
You can't come into my community and do it if I can't come into yours and do it.
I think AC wants to respond.
Yes, as it relates to the Wayne County Sheriffs as well as the Michigan State Police, within their authority, they can come and take police action within the city of Detroit. As it relates to other agencies, we have protocols as it relates to zone clearances and when they come in to enforce that, and any time that we find or to take action, and oftentimes it's court-ordered action, but it has been the mandate from Chief Bedison, and when he speaks to regional chiefs as it relates to whether they want to call it courtesy or whether we just draw a line in the sand that when you come in this city, they do have a protocol that they need to announce that let us know where they will be and a time frame, and when that doesn't happen, they are addressed, and I will speak to that eloquently, but conversations are had to ensure that does not happen. Again, as it relates to high-speed chases, we've had conversations, and members of council have spoken with their counterparts, and just to set a tone is here in the city of Detroit, you will be mindful of our residents and taking, excuse me, there's no place for high-speed chases. And again, the chief has met with our bordering agencies to address that as well. Those incidents, for a while, it seemed like they were happening all the time. There has been a reduction in that, and we continue to hope and insist that is abided by when other agencies come in here into the city and take police action.
AC, but as it relates to high-speed chases, however, I think Commissioner Moore mentioned the agreements, the
Memorandums of
MOUs.
understanding, yeah.
Wouldn't that be in the MOU in terms of whether or not they can conduct a high-speed chase in our city?
I think we have about 30 of those agreements.
As far as an MOU as it relates to that, I'm not sure any agency would sign that, as the Detroit Police Department wouldn't sign that.
The
Would they-
Detroit Police Department wouldn't, you said?
No, I mean, we wouldn't enter into an agreement, and certainly we have, and I guess this would be my opinion, is we have Grant Ha, our second legal advisor, as well as corporation counsel, but there are actions that we're duty-bound to take. If we are pursuing a killer, someone that we found has committed a heinous crime and we're in pursuit, if they go across 8 Mile, we're going with them. So it works two ways, but we are incredibly mindful that if we engage in that, they can only be for certain things. No, we're not going to chase someone that has an air freshener hanging, or for a small traffic violation. It has to be a violent felony, and their action have shown that they do not want to go to jail and possibly would reoffend again. So there are circumstances where the Detroit Police Department could be in violation of any type of mutual agreement with that. So that granular as it relates to cooperating with agencies, I don't think we will ever get that.
Madam Chair, quick
Go
question.
ahead, Commissioner.
You mentioned the protocols. Are they in writing?
Yes.
That you just mentioned, are they in writing?
Through the chair, I'm not sure how the other agencies have memorialized it, but we've shared whether they need to deconflict through, if they're coming as in the city of Detroit, as well as a zone notification.
Have we written ours to them?
Yes, we have our policy, and we've communicated that with them. So if you're asking, has it been memorialized, I don't know if they've memorialized it, but we've shared this information with them as to the expectations here in the city of Detroit as to what they will do, both from a deconfliction standpoint as well as an zone area clearance.
And just to wrap it up, a memorandum of understanding is a skeleton, it's a framework on what happens when certain things happen. So it's not like I would say or read that you're not going to chase or anything like that, but if you do chase and you enter into the city of Detroit, these are our expectations as a city, as a department, of what you will and won't do. So that's what it is. It's not you're not going to do this. It's just an understanding when these things happen, because they are going to chase. Michigan State Police, obviously Warren is going to come in. but are you going to notify our zone dispatchers when this happens? That's what the purpose of a memorandum of understanding, because citizens feel victimized that they're just being ran over. Buildings, property, persons, places, things, it's just a free-for-all. Thank you.
Chair, I share some of your same sentiments, Commissioner Moore, and I will leave that to the lawyers, but I will certainly make sure that your concern is addressed. Yes, sir.
Any other questions? Thank you.
Just as not, it's up to the lawyers, but in reality, we as taxpayers pay for it because we have to pay out millions and millions of dollars for these types of incidents.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Madam Chair, we're going to go into Zoom.
Chair, can I
Oh,
say something?
Commissioner, just one second. Commissioner Banks.
It's going to be quick. What I have to say, I want to say it to Captain Griffin. Captain Griffin comes from the 11th precinct. That's one of my precincts, number 11. Captain Griffin has a good touch with the community. And congratulations, Captain, on your promotion. Okay, promotion comes from the Lord. I know you serve the Lord too, just like myself. But promotion comes from the Lord, and I'm happy for you. And I'm happy for you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Next speaker.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Our next speaker, the last three digits of your phone is 263. Can you unmute?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Hello? Yes, hi, my name is Reggie Crawford. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hello, yes. Good evening, everyone. Commissioners and also Chief Hayes. There was this talk of one of the commissioners, Ricardo Moore, mentioned the gang intelligence unit. Well, I'm calling on behalf of the Community Citizens Intelligence. I've received a number of phone calls and just conversations over the last week or so pertaining to some incidents involving police officers, police officer-involved shootings. And I saw some of these, or I saw the entire so-called edited video of one of the shootings pertaining to the one where the man threw the gun on the roof and he was shot by the officers. Videos that
Did we
I
lose?
spoke of production. This is a video production. This is Detroit, not Hollywood. I stated that to Chief Hollywood Craig when I was on the commission as a commissioner. Videos that are edited that hit the Hollywood cutting floor, so to speak, doesn't speak to the entire incident as to what happened, and it can never be stated as the police department that's transparent. Also, too, there was a raid of the wrong house on the west side. Need I remind everybody, remember Ayanna Jones and the raid that occurred on Lilliebridge Street. Also, too, Breonna Taylor, that raid that occurred in Louisville, Kentucky. So just to bring this to a point and make it plain is the citizens, well, actually your commissioners, you are the civilian oversight, and there needs to be a call for all video and body cam footage and green light footage to be released immediately. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Our last speaker is former Commissioner William Davis.
Commissioner, are you there?
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, you may.
You can go ahead and speak, former Commissioner. Go ahead.
Hello?
Can you hear Commissioner Davis? Go ahead. Okay, we seem to be having difficulty with our Zoom calls. Go ahead, Commissioner.
Oh, can I be heard?
Yes, go ahead.
The audio is really, really bad the last couple of weeks on Zoom. Also, separately, I would like to say that, you know, the Detroit police can do a whole lot better, because I know, and this board could do a whole lot better by maybe broadcasting on one of the cable channels live more frequently, so that people could more easily engage without having to go through, you know, Zoom or what have you. Also, I do know for a fact, like Ferndale comes into the city of Detroit and write tickets, you know, for people up and down 8 Mile or getting off the freeway. That was really bad a number of years ago, and I talked to the chief of police at that time there, and we had them cut back on that. But I think somebody needs to be looking at some of these border cities around Detroit. There are fleecing Detroit residents, especially black people, driving through their communities. Also, separately, a number of people complain about the fact when they do go downtown for sporting events, frequently they see a number of white people walking around with beer bottles and drinks and cans and stuff, and nothing seems to happen to them. But yet a black person, especially a young black person, could be stopped just because they think they might have something. You know, so we still are not quite equitable and fair. Also, a greater attempt should be made to have more meetings at like a high school once a year, a community college once a year, and a university once a year. We need to try to engage more young people to be actively involved in what's going on. Because far too often, most of the people who come to the meetings are, let us say, very mature. We need to encourage more young people to be active, to take more activities in what's going on in our city. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Any other speakers?
That was your last speaker, Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. And let the record reflect that Commissioner Woods has joined us. And there are no presentations to the board at this meeting. Can we have the report from the board secretary, please?
Madam Chair, and through the chair, if you will note, Commissioners, under your tab 6, the communications that are listed are under that tab. Also reminding the attendees today that next week's meeting, October 30th, 2025, has been canceled approved by the board several meetings ago. Next Thursday, October 30th, BOPC will not be meeting. The next board meeting will be Thursday, November 6th, 3 p.m. here at Detroit Public Safety Headquarters. In November, the community meeting will be held in the second precinct, Adams Butzel Recreation Center, 10500 Linden Street in Detroit. Committee meetings upcoming Wednesday, November 5th, 4 p.m. Wednesday, November 5th, 4 p.m. Policy Committee meeting. And I believe those are the announcements for today, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Under item 7, we have unfinished business. We had a closed session on the agenda last week, and I'll read the information pursuant to Section 8A of the Open Meetings Act, MCL 15268A. The department's request for the board to consider administrative leave without pay but with medical benefits for police officer Ali Daklala, badge 4388, assigned to the 7th precinct. Reconvene public meeting to vote, 2/3 required. There was discussion about postponing it again this week, and I'll entertain a motion.
If we can, for this vote, I'll make a motion to postpone if we're not ready for it.
Okay, a motion has been made by Commissioner Woods to postpone it, and seconded by Commissioner Bernard.
Discussion, Madam Chair?
Yes, is there any discussion? Go ahead, Commissioner.
Why was it on the agenda if we weren't ready?
Through the chair, the parliamentarian said you have to keep it on there.
Okay.
Right, we're
Procedure.
following
Every week.
procedure, exactly. Go ahead, Commissioner Carter.
No, can we just note the next, that it'll be on the next meeting agenda in the motion?
Okay, before you, so you want to amend the motion? Are you okay with that?
So moved.
Madam Secretary, could I just get clarification? The meeting after next week is a community meeting, correct? So, no?
No.
Okay,
The
s-
next committee meeting is Thursday, November 6th. The parliamentarian's opinion on last week was, of course, as the commissioners know, you postpone. If the wish is to move again to postpone, it will be at the next scheduled meeting, which will be November 6th. So I'm not sure there is a need to amend the motion, but just to
Right.
postpone it to the next regular scheduled meeting, which will be Thursday, November 6th. I can't,
It needs to be said that it'll be at the next available meeting, that's what I'm saying.
You re-amended the
Understood.
motion.
Okay. So we'll amend it to include that date. Are you okay with that, Commissioner Moore? Okay. So, any further discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Under new business, Commissioner Bernard, you have a motion? Or
Yes.
report?
I simply, ladies and gentlemen, move to adopt as policy item 8A, Directive 403.5, drug and controlled substance abuse. We spent some considerable time discussing this policy. There's not many radical changes. I must say that the members of the department who participated were very thorough, Chief, in their discussion about and answering all of our questions, quite frankly, regarding drug abuse and substance abuse by department members, and that our initiative will be, of course, to attempt to provide employee assistance to employees that have this problem. It's not to be punitive, it is to be restorative. So I urge you to adopt this policy.
So by recommendation of the policy committee?
Yeah, by recommendation of the policy.
Okay. Motion has been made to adopt the policy 403.5, drug and controlled substance abuse. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed?
Abstain, Madam Chair.
Okay. One abstention. The motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll entertain a
and board
motion to
members.
adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Commissioner Moore, seconded by Commissioner Woods to adjourn the meeting. Thank you. Motion, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Thank you, everyone, for attending today's meeting. Have a good evening.